Mr. President, fellow South Africans, families, addicts, people that have been impacted by addiction. I'm just making this quick video to explain what our approach is and where we come from when we're looking at South Africa as an addicted nation. And to do that, we need models to kind of break things down so we can address areas that in a culture of addiction and how we can create the systemic changes to get the environment to move to a culture of recovery. So the first thing we do is on this y-axis, xy-axis here, people suffer from mild mental health and go down to severe mental health, and people have mild substance abuse and severe substance abuse. So each person is placed somewhere on this axis. Where our training comes from is it sits up here, and the coaches that work in these environments work with people that have mild substance abuse and mild mental health issues. And the role of the professional recovery coach is to get their client to take responsibility for their diagnosis and to assist them in taking responsibility and managing their illness. So the three things that we need to get people to understand is, first of all, we need education, and then to teach people how to integrate what the learning is to the relevant client and to act in a professional way. And this is the logo for the Foundation Clinic, and our three values are education, integration and professionalism. And the role of the staff there is to get our patients to integrate an education about their mental health and illness, to take responsibility for that. Because the word clinic means place of learning. So the facilities need to be more like schools as opposed to lockdown facilities. And then in the trust, we train people, we empower people so they can go and provide treatment in the relevant areas. Because what's happening in a society here is, in a culture of learning, people learn. And so this is really where the schools program works. And this is where the prevention happens. And how can we train coaches to work in environments around here to educate children and families around how they show up there. And when people enter into a culture of addiction, they understand the progression of the illness, how it goes from normal use, down to severe mental health and severe substance abuse. So there's a continuous, addiction is a continued use in spite of negative consequences. There's a crisis point, and then the person moves into treatment. They understand their illness, and hopefully they become empowered to take responsibility for their own mental wellness. And all this needs to be surrounded in a culture of spirituality. The culture of spirituality is just doing it because it's the right thing to do. It's not a religion, it's not based on any religious dogma, it's based on spiritual principles. For example, the spiritual principle of honesty works in a culture of recovery, and in a culture of addiction, the spiritual principle there is a principle of dishonesty. So it's about getting the clients to understand what they need to do to take responsibility and to empower themselves for their own mental health. Now, our challenges, we've got lots and lots and lots of helpers. There's lots of heart, there's lots of people out there doing good things. However, unless they're educated to behave in a professional manner and understand what the role's calling for, and in what the environment is we need money to train people. And the cost to train one person to become a certified professional recovery coach is $1,000. And our goal is to get 1,000 professional recovery coaches out there for $1,000 each. So essentially we're trying to raise $1 million. And yeah, so this is what we're working. We will work with anyone that wants to create a culture of recovery, because we know that each $4 you spend in the solution, you save $7 in the cost of the destruction and the prevention of it. So I really hope that we can work together, we can certainly chat, and to get all the agencies within South Africa to work together and to come together, because it's the right thing to do, as opposed to fighting amongst themselves for the money. Now, just to put the money into perspective, a cell phone costs $1,000. Yeah? So for $2,000, if somebody had a cell phone and the education, they could create a business that goes out there and makes a difference to a much needed environment. Because our training and everything comes together and they're connected and the school is all free, we can create an environment that is transparent, clear, professional, and something that I'm really very proud of. I'm very proud of the work that we've done here, and very passionate about it. So I hope this appeals to you and to everyone that's watching, and yeah, the journey continues.